Hold up. Gotta make sure everything. Hold on. The volume work. Somebody must have been playing games on my channel while that last time I went live that whole hour and they had no audio. Cause I be checking all this before. Damn, son, where you find it? Damn good shit. Those are Strawberry Daydream. All the stuff that was good shit. Flame up that fire, puffin' on Dungeons for Dragons. Think about shit, just maybe just wanna go smoke, you know. Yeah, listen, my homie, you really ain't wanting no smoke. Yeah, you should've known everything, I just come and just go, you know. Yeah, I'ma just tell you that you are in love with a yeah, I don't be taking the beat. Nah, yeah, I don't be taking the beat. No, yeah, the separation should be lost in the sauce sometimes. I don't think shit is real, even if it's falsified. You not to get care of your business, you are not a boss on time. You should be minding your business cause you not in charge of mine. What you working for? The shit getting deep like it's surgical. Yeah, I'ma tell you right now, I don't like when shit start getting personal. A lot of people just talk too much, spending time to explain themselves. Whole time throughout the conversation when you realize they just came for help. Made me wanna holler, but I ain't Marvin, you know. Director of this new world, the best on the way, you should know the name. Then you collaborate, nobody better will be coming down. The universe, just a sexy bitch with or without the lingerie. Namaste, you always down with your G. You never learn fast, you ain't got no money, but you always counting on me. Yeah, you got no much of a life as I say, you was just bound to be. Yeah, you shouldn't stick on the thing, just listen to what I put down the beat. Nothing but classic, nothing but magic. Flame up that fire, puffin' on Dungeons with Dragons. Think about shit, just maybe just wanna go smoke, you know. Yeah, listen, my homie, you really ain't wanting no smoke. Yeah, you should've known everything, I just come and just go, you know. Yeah, I'ma just tell you that you are in love with a yeah, I don't be taking the beat. Nah, yeah, I don't be taking the beat. Nah. All of y'all spiritual kids, that's why you keep turning around. Word of mouth, you are just a hoe when I came to your town. The warrior's path, the railroad, I created the route. Got Scorpio on Craig on Friday, but you stay on the couch. Should've got rid of those demon suits that they came to your house. It's nothing to say when I'm out, cause I had enough. Yeah, gotta relax and sit back and just buy me a bud. Yeah, every time you got a record, you try your luck. Yeah, I don't wanna listen cause you kinda just suck, keeping it real. Don't know the parliament time, but still up on land, I'm deep in the field. You undercover and you are cover up while you like being a shield. You the big case so disgusting. And if we're right now the grave you be bustin'. I'm on a flight up in space, I be hovering. Don't make me come and start spraying the button. Right in the pedal, you land or something. Then I go back to the studio, making flight music, shit I created from nothing. Ain't it all love? Nothing but classic, nothing but magic. Flame up that fire, puffin' on Dungeons for Dragons. Think about shit, just maybe just wanna go smoke, you know. Yeah, listen, my homie, you really ain't wanting no smoke. Yeah, you should've known everything, I just come and just go, you know. Yeah, I'ma just tell you that you are in love with a yeah, I don't be taking the beat. Nah, yeah, I don't be taking the beat. No. Yeah. Come to America, something gon' fall. Hopefully it's your desires. Hopefully it's your biases. You could get some cultural spirit inside of you. You understand me? The WURLDIAH. Yeah. Western world sun. SONNSUN. Because when you in America, this the sun on the Western hemisphere. You ain't gonna see that sun on the Eastern hemisphere, Northern hemisphere. Same way we could downsize it, microsize it, and get right into what we talking about right now. The moon is on the Western hemisphere. Just on the whole Western hemisphere itself. Downsize it to like astrology, astronomy, and stuff like that. And then your particular, you still got it east, up, left, down, right, south, north. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And goddamn, we dealing with night and day. With the sun being in Taurus and the moon being in Scorpio. And we're going to help everybody out so you don't be uneasy, uneven, unbalanced because you don't understand Adam and Eve, day and night, evening. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't even know the red road. So you're on the dark end of it. You're on a dark path.
Then for the most part, you don't know that it's supposed to be going towards rebirth. You get stuck in that the dark road on the red path and never see birth, never see new life, never see new flourishing energy. And goddamn it, you are already probably like 30 a couple of days late already because we already after the real new year. Aries time. You know, it's Aries season all year. I don't care nobody else talking about. It's Aries season all year. You're going to get this passion, motivation, this desire, this sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Get your bodies in shape and things of that nature. Even ain't in shape. Females, y'all got to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a little, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a comfort space or something like that because where one man don't, another man will. So if we can't really be going in, there will be no booty shaming all 2026 too. I'm going to tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? Chill out right now. I don't want to hear you. I'm going to start looking at you like you're a red pill. And where's your goddamn Amazon group of pills that you got? That if I look down on the back of the description somewhere in small writing, I guarantee it's a feminist that own the pill company. So you ain't about to tell me nothing about this. Be quiet, dude. I don't hear nothing else. But pick another content. Full moon in Scorpio. You damn right. The universe don't want to hear that right now either. The way God laid up, God eyeball, God circles light and stuff, the sun, God lowers chakras and stuff like the moon, right in the root. Think God want to hear what you talking about right now? You know what I'm saying? What Eddie Murphy saying, goddamn vampire in Brooklyn when he was out there in front of the... You know what I'm saying? Go back to that scene. Do I got to go on that scene right now? You better understand when the moon going through Scorpio, whether it's a full moon or not. Whether it's a full moon or not. And females know real well they can make full moons even in the daytime and stuff like that. When the last time y'all been on vacation? Last time y'all been in the Caribbean? Last time y'all been in Miami? You don't know what a full moon all about. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? We're to go to the beach. Plenty full moon. When they say Saturday got about 9 moons, you know what I'm saying? Jupiter got like 16. What of that? Y'all don't be knowing what people talking about. Solomon had a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just be tripping sometimes. But when you get into these energies, you're going to know how to move. And we're going to talk about relationships and things of that nature. Because we're going through a new shift. I was going to talk about that last live stream, but it was like a whole hour. It may still be like a whole hour, but me breaking down the astrology, it might be a whole 2 hours. That's what I'm saying. I be having to construct things because I be having a lot of things to do and stuff like that. But y'all be needing help too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be seeing a lot of these celebrities going through, which they be the lower octave of their zodiac signs a lot of times. Yeah, I see what y'all see. Don't think I don't know. I be real particular, don't say names or whatever, but I see everything y'all see. And I got thoughts about it too. It's just, you know, when it comes to my page, in my opinion, if for some reason it create more extreme, catastrophic first 8th house energies, so sometimes I had to learn how to mind my business, even when I think I'm just doing what other people doing online and stuff. Some reason my channel get worse. You know what I'm saying? So I like to mind my business anyway. My channel kind of always been minding my business. You know, I just seen the little shift and didn't know where the shift was coming from and caught it before other people, so I don't get hit in front of that little train that a lot of people didn't got. People locked up right now. People retarded right now. People lost it all right now. People don't know if they got the real friends around them right now. People don't know if people don't even got their family. That's the first thing that left. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be a lot of deep stuff going on. Listen, full moon and Scorpio gonna teach y'all. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Full moon and Scorpio gonna teach y'all stuff, and a lot of y'all don't be really paying attention how it's supposed to come and go and stuff like that. I told y'all as the moon leading up, that's when it's waxing. That's when you're supposed to be putting energy in. Wax on, wax off. But if you want productive, you have no choice but to still be putting energy in. The only thing is you putting energy in all the wrong reasons. You putting energy in all the things that you get negative feedback from. And here's the thing. A lot of times the world is set up, especially in America right now, it'd be set up on these pretenses for you to feel like you're doing something right to get the monetary gain. Because it was something in an Aleister Crowley book or something Malcolm Blisky taught us in science class in eighth grade or something like that. We thought that was the science teacher. That science teacher was raised by Malcolm Blisky. You know what I'm saying? So something that Malcolm Blisky and Walt Disney and them taught us is something like that, that a little bit we can get over. But in the end, you gotta look over our shoulder energy and stuff like that. A lot of times we have to be careful because really it'd be stuff that we want that Walt Disney taught us. It ain't a foggy, wet, goddamn pair of drawers or pennies in hell that you'll be able to get it without participating. You know what I'm saying? Without playing a game. You know what I'm saying? Without doing cartwheels and backflips and dancing on a table like Bobby Smurda. Shout out to Bobby Smurda. You know what I'm saying? Other than that. And he like a Leo or something like that. Or you know he gonna be dancing somewhere. It's just sometimes we don't choose right where we dance at. Monetary gain, cool. Few months down the line, RICO charges and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta pick our point. We'll be picking our little berries. We be picking little nightshade berries and stuff like that. It'll be poison. You just can't taste it like that. You too lost in the physical flesh. You out of order. Things you got taste good towards the tongue. You forgot how things taste on the spirit, creating the mental tongue body first. You forgot that one first. That's why your spiritual next door homie is here. Make sure when you come to Ohio, man, just visit a medicine man if you don't do anything else. I don't need nobody getting robbed. I don't need nobody. You need to be a peaceful, spiritual energy. We'll walk the warrior's path. You'll leave with good knowledge, and we'll have fun. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? God damn it, we're going through a weird time right now, especially when it comes to industries and even the music. Music is territoried up. I'm going to give you an example for y'all don't get in too much hatred spirit. I'm in Ohio, right? Midwest. It's not that we want to compete. It's we want to hear where other people is coming from. I'm pretty sure everybody in that same position if they're in the hood right now. And this is what's kind of blinding the music industry itself to know what kind of route to take. Because it's not about us clashing. It's about, I don't want to hear you sound like someone else. I love to hear you rap where you from and seeing people around you and your slang and stuff like that, and then vice versa. That's what make everybody interesting. Somewhere down the line, hip-hop then slid into an area where there's some type of manuscript and you have to go about it to think you're doing it right, and then that don't resonate with the actual people who gonna buy your mom. Who gonna buy your mom? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna buy it? Understand that. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as y'all get that right, y'all will be able to understand how to peacefully transform during this particular time of the full moon in Scorpio. If y'all dealing with any cases and you think you're getting away with it, you're getting hit, the feds is coming. You know what I'm saying? If you think you're in a relationship and you getting over, you get ready to get exposed, your partner get ready to know what you've been doing when you've been thinking you telling them you going to work and that was your day off or something like that, and they gonna, you ain't know they was doing some Inspector Gadget. I know how much money a person's supposed to have if they get paid this much an hour and how much supposed to be added on in this check. You know what I'm saying? You ain't know a person was looking at it like that. So you ain't know, you just thought that, oh, this person think I'm at work today. So I've been getting away with this for a good 6 months or something like this. Scorpio full moon came around a lot of times where a person probably was blinded because you was the one cheating on them. Not this time around. The sun in Taurus, things bring something in the surface or whatever the case may be. Not the full moon, but the moon being in Scorpio itself. Now that the moon is full in Scorpio, yay, you ain't. There's gonna be some other stuff that was in the dark that you thought you was getting away with, gonna bite you right in the goddamn cheating now. You know what I'm saying right now? And then cheating is a whole different circumstance right now. Cheating ain't even really cheating right now. We're going to get into that too when it comes to the relationships. It's like weird right now. It's really weird right now. But for the most part, if you're on the right side of the universe, it works. If you're on the wrong side of the universe, for the most part, it's going to be destructive and stuff like that. And let's say you already built your relationship off Walt Disney, right? Especially if you're married or something like that right now, you're probably having the worst time of your life. You know what I'm saying? Or if you partnered up and y'all got a lot of things together, like bills, or a lot of things where it may be more of a problem if y'all separating than staying together. It's cheaper to keep up. Cheaper to keep up. But for the most part, Scorpio full moon gonna bring that to the light too, and things of that nature where you probably was getting over or whatever, and you ain't know a person was doing Inspector Gadget or Carmen Sandiego and stuff like that. So they were showing you one thing, but their mind was in another area. AKA when you at work, they sitting there calculating, wait a minute, I know what this person got paid last week or whatever the case may be, and I don't know why God put me to pay attention to this, but it must be something to this. Let me pay attention to this person's pay stubs or whatever the case may be, and start to realize something ain't added up. You know what I'm saying? That 9 to 5 on that day that you claiming you at work ain't adding up, or that $7.50 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Whatever was, you know what I'm saying? Ain't adding up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you ain't even know a person was looking at. That's a way you can figure out if someone cheating in a whole new way. Y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be careful during this full moon in Scorpio. If you doing anything, go somewhere, sit down, relax, listen to Pluto, Mars, Future. Go listen to Future or something like that. Go sit down. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to this Scorpionic toxic. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to him. Go just sit down somewhere. Just imagine you cheating. You ain't got to cheat. Somebody did it for you. Somebody laid their footprints in the sand for you. So there's a big footprints out there. Future. You go ahead and just live it in a song and stuff. Hopefully it don't you don't bump the goddamn speaker and it start going in reverse or something like that. And then y'all at a party or something like that. You go hit upside your head. But at the same time, you can just go ahead and bump that, sit down, relax, and imagine you getting high, cheating off 1,000 perkies or something like that, and some Gucci flip flops or something. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine that, but you ain't gotta actually do it. Not this time right now. You will get caught, and something weird might happen to you, and somebody can't find you. Now you disappeared and kidnapped, just like the goddamn scientists, the 9 or 13 scientists or whatever the case may be. You one of them and stuff like that. But yours ain't got nothing to do with you, and no government job. You ain't got nothing important going on or something like that. You're just in toxicity and cheating. What's that? In somebody's back of a Pathfinder. Somebody got to find you in a path, in the back of a Pathfinder. Oh, no, that. Bars. Don't get caught slipping in the fluff right now with the Scorpio full moon. Now, this is how you got to move. For the most part, the sun is in Taurus. So it's about bringing things to the surface. So what would be the reason why you ain't bringing something to the surface? See what I'm saying? You better check that right now, because those are the things that will be exposed. You got to, if you the type of person want to hold it down, you got to spend more energy on that. And you might manipulate, you might lie, you might get over a little bit, but how long can you keep that up before you start losing your car keys? Because your spirit is in one energy, having to keep this first body mentality in that world, playing out in the physical world, right? Then it be things that actually supposed to be important, that when you could give that a rest, you can actually do these things. But then it start to go through that little flux, what they call that deja vu. Deja vu is just when you in the loop or something. You in the future and the past, but you ain't in the present. So for the most part, it'll be things that you want to do that you so much rooted in an energy of something that you already did or something that you want to do in another aspect. You will be so much into that, actions will like kind of blind you, and you will convince yourself that you did that other thought because you were so invested into the other thoughts, and everything is in your first body first, thought, then action. Then for the most part, you'll fully go forward with them thoughts and feelings you're more invested in that world, and then forget you didn't even do that last thought and acted it out in reality. And a lot of times that last thought was, don't forget your wallet, don't forget your purse, don't forget your card. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, I ain't about to forget it. Then the split second later, you get heavily invested into all them other thoughts. So for the most part, that split second wasn't enough emanation of energy for your first body to be aware that that's a gadget that you're holding on to you. And in the physical world, it play out as external objects, whether we got it on us or we leave it. And in that pocket, that thought pocket is your keys, or something that's supposed to be familiar, but you're making unimportant things more familiar. And that's how it play out in the spiritual world first. If y'all know how to see it, things from the spiritual world. And that's how you would get too invested in stuff like that. And during this full moon in Scorpio, a lot of times that could be animosity amongst others. That could be what others have done something to you, but you have swept it under the rug. And anytime the moon go into Scorpio, especially the full moon, it creates a full arousement. Those things you tucked away, now it comes back up full moon, and it remind you of how you felt during that time. But during that other time that you actually went through it, it may have been another transit, and you may have been having other things going on. So it wasn't that important for you to react or respond to it the way Scorpio get ready to bring it back up at this time. And if a person is unproductive and things of that nature, this is why we see so many spooky stuff happen during the Scorpio full moon, and so on and so forth, any full moon time. It just be filtered out through the energy that the full moon is in. So stars can align or cannot align. And that's due to the fact of your sun and moon and ascendant. And if y'all see, I got to teach the actual awarenesses of Mercury through Saturn and stuff like that. But based upon y'all current knowledge of it or whatever the case may be, how their alignment is angling the sun and the moon during this particular time too. And if it's not aligning, the stars not aligning, that just means that you squared up. AKA your sun, moon, or ascendant, or if you want to add your other planets and things of that nature, is in a 90-degree angle. So it's squaring you, so you may experience frustration. So you just a walking ball of light of something that may be in resistant or negative or not catering to the energy that we are experiencing at the moment. And a lot of times when you got things that's going for you, you'll be so distracted in these things, it play out in that familiarity box. Then you're not open to life. And these things like your job or relationships or other circumstances you do become more important. So then when you do reach the stars not aligning, you try to spark these same energies and get different actions, different responses, different reciprocations and stuff. Then you have to do other extreme things to try to figure out why it's not going in the same manner. And that filter out through our relationships, how we do things or whatever the case may be, when you could just be aware of the stars not aligning. So be very particular of what poison you pick, AKA what actions you choose, what routes you choose to go down when it comes to being in a spiritual space, developing that mentality, and then jumping in that spaceship and going in that direction. Your spaceship is your first body, your mind, and your gas is your emotions, your feelings. So you got your the shape of the form. A lot of y'all minds, the way it looked, the image, the fire of it, your thought of it, y'all think slow. So that's like a dumpster truck or whatever the case. You don't travel far. You got a small mind. You in a locale, a location that's very small. So you don't got a lot of broad ideas. And there could be a such thing as a person being in a fast-paced mind and flying all over the place, but have no steer direction or something that's commune to the space that they in spiritually. So this is a person in cloudy fart man land. I don't want to say la la land because shout out to all the Oglalas. That's where I actually come from. It's really sarcasm. So la la land is sarcasm for anyone who don't know that towards the Oglala tribe. But for the most part, when it comes into being foggy man land, Fart Man Cloud Land, Mr. Toasty Fart Man, like on Cartoon Network. What happened to that cartoon? What happened to all the old Masons and stuff like that? Like who was involved in what happened to Tobass and stuff that was involved in the Mortal Kombat, the old cartoons and stuff? Man, y'all messing stuff. These new people messing stuff up. Get back in charge. Mortal Kombat looking like it's a little better now, though. Look like they took the advice of a lot of people, a lot of us fans and stuff like that, and went back there. You know what I'm saying? And then people who ever involved, shout out to Triple H and wrestling, these are people that's about the money. They ain't thinking about the fluff, and they seeing the success from it. Rappers that's doing that, everybody who ain't lost in the fluff is seeing more success right now, and is you starting to see it ain't really got nothing to do with even having to get attention or lit either. It's like you could just stumble off something like how people was doing when they was attaining new cryptocurrencies and stuff like that before it start getting manipulated and stuff. It's like that now. Don't base all your eggs in the attention basket. That ain't the thing right now. Especially if you stumble across something new and then you got supporters or you got people you with and they're strong people, you only need about 10, 15 people. Then let that accumulate to 100 or 200. You unstoppable than someone who got a whole bunch of inflated 100,000s and stuff like that. Trust me, it ain't transmuting it into nothing real in today's time. Stay on y'all courses. Scorpio full moon gonna teach that too. It's gonna make a lot of people transform whatever that they was doing and take more power and control over whatever you're trying to put in the back seat because you think it ain't the right way to go about something, or it don't have the look of something that's already in our mental comfort zones because it made that much of money already, or that person was successful in that area already, or we see it work and we could calculate the mistakes already. We can't be in no position right now where we're sitting around looking at examples. There ain't no examples in no area, from the highest class to the lowest class. Everybody, all the way from the agents, handlers, all the way down to the little people and the sheep and people who think they smart like me and stuff like that. We all kind of got this own journey that God taking us through. And if we don't get that, and then even if you believe in God or not, the universe, whatever, let's say we know a seed got to be planted. So doing something that right way, you can't do it no other way. So look at it like that. There's a circumstance we all have to deal with independently before anything we do externally with ourselves and others work. And that's something we all have to discover too on our own. But it's very apparent because we all have comfort zones that we was doing from 2016 and before that we start to slow up. 2017, 2018, all the way down even in the hip hop community and stuff like that. And Meek Mill would have waited one more year, and he don't know. Now, we all don't be knowing these things, but if you spiritual, you'll have hints and you'll be able to catch on. So it'll be smaller on a percentage scale if you get negative feedback. But if you would have waited one more year, 2016 would have been enough things that happened for everybody conscious shift. It would have been just enough on a percentage scale that it would have been a lot of more validations for us to take more to the side of Meek Mill than Drake. It wasn't enough. We had the SoundCloud thing still booming. We had the Drake, the old rollouts industry still booming. And it was the early version of the shift. So there was a lot of things that come from it that even if the tree looked like it's getting ready to die, it still got good fruit on it still. You see what I'm saying? It's still, so there were still tactics and things of that nature. So imagine if Meek Mill would have been Twitter fingers that 2016, 2017, he would have actually took Drake position. But since it was still in that foggy area and it was a limbo type of energy, he jumped the gun. But it played out in other areas. It probably was a lot of scenarios before even that situation that, and I can even remember at that time, that he already was building a bad taste by being on Twitter too much already. So instead of what he was saying, there was already higher on a percentage scale of something being it being seen as negative just by being on it too much. Kind of like the energy that 50 is in currently when it comes into trolling, which why he slowed down a little bit and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Because these kind of energies play out in all areas. It's like a burnout. Once something appear to be overdone, and then it become apparent what you're actually doing it for, like it get closer and closer to the true intent of it. Once spirits start to get closer and closer to that, it creates vulnerable space because jackets is being taken off. And don't no spirit want to feel naked, not even the face and representative of who's ever the troller or the agitator or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually it'll be an old and outdated energy that get transmuted into the word lame, and don't nobody want to be in no spiritual space of being considered lame, even if they do a lot of things in their real life that's not considered lame. You know what I'm saying? This is where we get that concept where, you know, we got a lot of rich lames. So they utilize their money to be cool or to do things of that nature, but you can come across someone who ain't got nothing and they'll take your bitch. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thing with females too. Females want to be wanted, right? Not needed. Men want to be needed. You know what I'm saying? Not wanted. So a lot of times when you don't understand that, the government kind of switch things on us with Walt Disney and make the man feel like he needs to be wanted based upon the things he got, and make the female feel like she want to be needed based upon if she could clean the house or cook good. And a lot of times, if you're attracted to someone, a lot of those things come secondary. Like, you don't even care if she could cook or not. You could teach her how to cook or whatever. If you like a chick enough, you'll Uber eat every day. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying when the true connection is really there, these things be secondary, however the case. So when a guy understand that to a certain degree or whatever, right? When a man is in a position of like red pill or whatever the case may be, or I got money and that's why a person would need you or something like that. Here's why a person who's probably broker than you, he give her the impression of her being wanted more. And then for the most part, you're in an energy of anytime you do wake up one day and then think you want to grow balls because you don't want to be red pill that day, you start to realize it ain't about the money. You're supposed to show me you really love me about something. You'll start to see she ain't cooking no flapjacks or pancakes the way, you know what I'm saying, that much once you slow up on that or whatever. But here's the thing. Then you jump back into an energy also of wanting to be needed. And then you're going to start to realize that she don't really need those things because you're not giving off the energy of wanting her or whatever the case may be. Then when you complaining that she effing the bus driver or the homie next door or whatever the case may be, you online making 1,000 videos and stuff, but you missed the natural thing that don't involve into anything a parasite bug or another human been made all the way down to money. You missed the very nature of it or however the case may be. Her wanting to be wanted. And a lot of times you're going to come across women who don't even know that because what Walt Disney teaches all. So it ain't really none of our fault. It's just when we start to live in life and you a person who having experiences, because that's another thing right now where a lot of people online have blocked a lot of people's outside experiences. You know what I'm saying? So even when you're trying to get involved into outside experiences by default, because we all people and we all bringing new people here, you have a faulty delusion on how to interact. And then we get all this self-doubt energy and non-confident energy and stuff like that. So you need these things that now Walt Disney version online. So shout out to the Walt Disney family. I'm just using that as a generalization of what we all may get taught based upon what we all are watching as a whole, that the things that we're not involved in. Pardon me. And then for the most part, you end up searching and reaching for these things, and then when you go out in real life, you start to realize you did all that for nothing. Them still ain't the things to create the natural connection. Them still ain't the things that create that reciprocation or whatever the case may be. So then you might get frustrated with life and get online and start talking about who and I and them and them. Just add an S what I just said. Who and I. You in the kitchen looking at knives that you ain't supposed to and stuff. And start looking at your wrist and talking about I'm about to go live and stuff. Like, I know, don't go live. Handle your emotional trauma first and things of that nature. And realize that you don't need a whole manuscript by binge watching 1,000 things or watch hours online before you go out and just ask somebody out. Or get new friends or something like that because you sheltering yourself too much or whatever the case may be. And the way relationships is at the moment, right? You might be setting yourself up for something that's not even out there. It's something invisible or whatever the case may be. Walt Disney taught us some type of invisible thing that's not even out there and stuff, and you waste your whole life trying to search for it. Then when you think you find it a little bit, 6 months later, you want a divorce or however the case. Because here's the thing. This is what everybody needs to learn when it comes into the relationship, especially right now going through a shift. Current relationship status when it comes to New Worldiah or whatever, or America, and getting ready to get transmuted into New Worldiah, right? The mirror you can't find. So basically, when people are kind of selfish without realizing it, and you really need to be picking people that you want to be frustrated with, not trying to run away from being frustrated. You'll never find that actual reflection. So when it comes into you in search for a relationship, that's not even really what you want. But Walt Disney taught that what you want, but really replace that with the mirror you can't find. Think about when you ain't even in search. I need somebody to do this. I need somebody to do that. You don't think that person is thinking the same thing, and y'all ain't gonna never come to a full agreement. So you're already supposed to be spiritually inclined to allow everybody to have their own internal fixated energy, even if you into astrology, but it ain't got nothing to do with astrology. Everybody have their own fixated energy, whether they're cardinal or mutable. It don't even matter. Everybody have their own bias, but based upon them being a good or a bad person is based upon how they conduct these things. But you have to allow everyone to have that. And when you don't, you will set yourself up for a letdown, because in your mind, based upon what Walt Disney may have taught us on Cinderella, right, you're constructed your relationship based upon your own biases. And then when you get into a relationship, you start to realize the world is bigger than you. The relationship is constructed more than just your biases. And then when you don't understand that, any relationship you jump in, you're never going to reach your high bias. So your standard. And that ain't really what standards is. You're supposed to spiritually respect yourself and understand that it's choosing who you rather be frustrated with, because you can handle the situation better than someone that may play out energies like that you wouldn't even allow a stranger to do. See what I'm saying? And you feel guilty or feel bad because you allow a person to get that close. So a lot of times that when you set yourself up like that, you ain't gonna never find that actual individual, and then you're self-projected without knowing it. So when you jumping in relationships, we give off the energy that we're in without knowing it. It just play out in other sneaky ways, and then for the most part, the spirit is in resistant when the spirits start to realize it. So whoever you're trying to connect to, they end up doing the same thing that you already jumped into the relationship to do. 9 times out of 10, we just attracted the same type of individual or whatever the case may be. So it's trying to find the mirror that's not there or whatever the case may be. So you just end up attracting people in your same spiritual space that got the same problem. So it's like an internal trauma bond before it even develops as it being apparent that y'all together, but y'all ain't got no business being together in some way, shape, or form. Then a lot of times when the things be going good, these be the individuals we develop after the fact that we have to look back on what we're calling all of our mistakes are based on. You know what I'm saying? Then we got to make these justifications and excuses. Well, I was just going through a phase, or that person was just helping me time through my life. Sometimes you come across good people, so these are things you could be able to say about them. That person, we might not be together right now or cool now, but that person was helping me through a time of my life or whatever. That's when you know that's a good person or whatever. Bad people, a lot of times, you don't even want to bring them up unless it's a good, juicy conversation to pass the time at work, or when you're at the club or at the bar, or just when you're chopping it up when you're close people or things of that nature. But a lot of times, we don't be understanding what connect relationships. And during this time right now, you have to understand, if you even think having that on your mind, I want a relationship or whatever the case may be, no, replace that with the mirror you can't find. You know what I'm saying? Once you get that together, you will stop trying to look for a relationship and then want to just pop up, or a connection just pop up. Then you'll start to realize how connections even happen in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because peep game, right? Let's get into cheating. Cheating ain't even really cheating during this particular time. But if you're in a relationship, don't utilize what I'm getting ready to say as an excuse why you should start cheating, right? And if you're a man, you shouldn't be all in a female business anyway, because, you know, she'll hurt your feelings if she was to let you know what she actually do anyway, right? And then for the most part, and vice versa, females, you have to pick your poison, because the man that you're dealing with, you got to make sure it's someone that can hold it down, especially if you're someone that don't even want to be out there. So it's to be apparent that you got a sucker or a little boy around that try to use you as bragging rights or brownie points or some way, shape, or form, or whatever the case may be. So they like to run their mouth. And a lot of times those be mistakes for a female, because it'd be a person that, besides all that, they fulfill a certain pocket that have got replaced at the moment based upon whether it was a relationship, a living condition, a circumstance, an argument amongst them, the family member, mother, auntie, brother, or whatever the case may be. So a person may play that role and position for that particular time, but not knowing all the other events that could play out based upon that person. And then a lot of times this is where females make a lot of mistakes too, because the person could be cool when everything was all good. Then when things start to switch up, that's a person that can't hold it down, can't hold their water, or whatever the case may be. And you dealing with a little boy right there that's trying to utilize you to boost themselves up based upon some other woman or some other damage that they didn't got from the homies that they around or whatever the case may be, by being looked down on or whatever, or getting bullied or whatever the case may be. So they try to utilize these type of things to boost themselves back up that really don't be having anything to do with you. It's a personal problem. It's a them problem. But they use you if you have put yourself in the line of fire of they goddamn degeneracy. You see what I'm saying? And I know a lot of females went through that shit. I see sucker dudes every day and stuff like that. Not to say all females shouldn't take accountability and stuff. Sometimes y'all make mistakes, but I be seeing it on both ends, that sometimes when a female react a certain way and do certain things that ultimately lead into us in the hood or other people or people online, if they content creators, looking at her like she full of shit or whatever the case may be, sometimes the initial cause led into that area. And y'all don't be knowing a female anyway, they be more emotionally intelligent than a lot of other females in their life and the men. So a lot of times it'd be like, if you think this is what I am, I'm gonna be the baddest version of that while still doing what I'm doing, acting like I'm changing at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, some do better than others. You know, some crash out, end up with 6 kids and stuff like that, and they was just saying that they was a feminist and turning a dyke. Some claim they is dykes, and we realize they getting dicks up their ass and stuff like that. Then you know what I'm saying? Then some claim they goddamn content, peaceful, revolutionary content creators and stuff like that, behind closed doors, rocking all they goddamn people to sleep and fucking everybody in their inbox. You know what I'm saying? And then get online tomorrow, talk about Jesus Christ, taught them to go to church. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes y'all can't be like, we're going through Scorpio moon. You know what I'm saying? Full moon right now. A lot of these things a person can't use, and you'll be able to see them. You probably couldn't see it right now because the moon probably still like in late Libra or something like that. You still try to get people the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? You still try to be relatable or something. You still think they're relatable. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all don't know. People is people. This is this life. So a lot of times when a man take a general perspective or concept on females, and even in vice versa, a lot of times y'all miss the nuances that it be stuff you do every day and you wouldn't know what to do without it. So a lot of times, and they be playing out in these same boxes, and then you'll be just trying to be like the angel in the demonic world. So for the most part, you like a demon too, because you're the only one trying to say you better than the other demons and stuff. You shouldn't be participating in that anyway. But when it comes to cheating scenarios, you're actually trying to find what the other is not doing. So if you're in a relationship with someone, and let's say you start to get that wonder in the eye, whatever the case may be, it ain't really cheating right now, because what's actually going on is you're just actually trying to find what the other is not doing. And if everybody is real with each other, we won't even get invested to create hard feelings and things of that nature by being invested based upon how Walt Disney taught us how relationships are supposed to be constructed. Because we know these things be constructed on an imaginary basis, because it be things we don't care about no more, wear off. And it don't matter how much a person gets sexmatized or whatever, dickmatized, twatmatized, whatever the case may be, male or female. That wear off after a while. Once you start to realize you wake up with someone slobber on your face, you wake up to every day, that just goddamn wear on your soul. Wear and tear on your soul and stuff like that. Eventually that become more of the issue, other than how much they, fucking you out your brains. You know what I'm saying? Especially when gas being goddamn $4 or something like that. You ain't even thinking about fucking right now and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You think about, like, I'm gonna take your ass to work, how we gonna make it for the rest of the week or whatever like that. Ain't time be thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Be other stuff going on right now. So you gotta understand, when it comes into cheating scenarios, this is why a lot of times people find relationships or secret relationships at their job, you know what I'm saying, or through networks of their family or friends or however the case may be, because they really just be finding a person that actually doing something that the actual other person is not doing, fulfilling that pocket. And the reason is this. So, because it gets kind of tricky, because it goes beyond the physical lust and just how someone makes someone feel. It goes beyond that. It has something to do with the comfort zone, aka someone inner security system being open for someone before all the other attributes and experiences even come to play. You know what I'm saying? Or even start to play out and things of that nature. So for an example, right? Here's the most simplest way that we don't even get, but we still do. That'd be the first thing y'all do. You might go through an argument or whatever, and let's say you got a job and there's somebody at your job that you talk about the person that you're in a relationship with, right? You might not be fucking them or whatever the case may be, but the moment y'all go through that argument or whatever, you can't talk to that person that you just having an argument with about the problem you got with them, because they're the person, and vice versa. So for the most part, that the opposite gender that's in that position that you're able to talk, regardless of what y'all talking about, they're fulfilling something what the other person can't. You could talk to that person about something, you can't talk to that person that created that problem that you wanted to talk about something in the first place. So one thing will lead to another once that comfort zone is built. And then that eventually that person will be in the same place that the person that you had in that you're actually frustrated with. So a lot of times it ain't had nothing to do with the sex or the comfort zone. It had everything, I mean, not the comfort zone. It had nothing to do with the sex or you cheating. It had everything to do with the comfort zone. That person fulfilled a pocket that other person couldn't. And a lot of times we're developing that resistance just by being in these faulty relationships at times. So you get tired of a person that you actually like based upon the things you have to do with that person to sustain the relationship. And the relationship shift at the moment is being shifted, it's being changed. And relationships is not conducted in that manner anymore because it really ain't got no grounding on it. And if you're in America, don't nothing have a grounding on it if you can't make no money off of it. So this is the only reason people want to be preachers. This is the only reason people want to be in relationships. This is the only reason people want to be rappers, scientists, anything, because they got some money in it. If they ain't got no money in it, people could care less. You see what I'm saying? I can tell you that right now. Why you think people ain't on MySpace no more? Tom then cashed out. Tom then cashed out and said, adios. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, whoever comes at, ain't no more money in it. You can't get lit off of it, nothing no more, whatever. Like, you see how fast people done left. So it ain't really about people influencing nothing. Whoever influencing, they better have a check or they ain't influencing nothing. I don't care how many flaming cartwheels they can do up the street. You're going to be doing it with no one on the block or something like that. As soon as there's everything around, they got the money or whatever the case may be from doing those flaming cartwheels or whatever. See how many people want to start doing circus clown tricks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I seen the Batman movie when he got introduced to Robin, and Robin was a damn circus clown, gymnastics flipping. You know, I seen that. I seen it. So you know what I'm saying? You could meet someone at the circus if you a clown and you wear a mask a lot. If you just your true self or whatever like that, you connect with real individuals and stuff, and people understand who Bruce Wayne is or Mrs. Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, everybody is in a cave lost and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Esoterically speaking. But like I said, a lot of these times it don't got nothing to do with that. So you shouldn't even be trying to set yourself up thinking you're going to get in a relationship and not get cheated on or whatever. And once you understand that, you'll end up stumbling in a relationship. You're not getting cheated on because the relationship going to be on different basis. And let's say both of y'all do start getting interested into other individuals. It won't be a hard feeling type of thing. It'll be more of a friend base or whatever the case, because everybody kind of more predicated on their own space at this moment. And that's what Aries done taught everybody. And it's going to be Aries season for the next 2 years. Just filter through whatever the sun is going through. Like, it's Aries season still. Just filter through Taurus. We got to be Aries for Taurus things. So we still got to be sexual. We still got to be passionate, motivated and stuff like that for things that's dealing with stability, security, safety, and fixated earth stuff, being fixated on our own and other people's ways of on our own way of thinking and being practical. So anytime you're not in that energy, you can be easily persuaded. But anytime you're not being consistent, you're doing something unproductive. So it can be stubborn, and persuasion can't get you out of that little fixated energy of whatever you think or what you try to practicalize that don't work. So you're doing the same thing over and over again and still thinking you're going to get different results, which is insanity. But you got a hard head, so you might got to bump your head a few times. Bump that bull head that we all got after, because we all got the Taurus energy, and you may experience that right now during Happy Flight Day, Tauruses. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I'm saying, this full moon energy is going to put people in this position where you got to bring something to the surface. And if it's something that you don't want to the surface, it's going to lead it to being exposed or being vulnerable in some way, shape, or form, because, you know, it was something you were supposed to be and transform. It was something that you was been supposed to take power and control over. So that relationship and how people see you, you were supposed to be and take control over that. So you can stop feeling like that when you have to relate or whatever the case may be. That job circumstance, you're supposed to start to reclaim your position. If you're getting taken advantage of and being overused or overworked, or if you're in a situation of being able to take advantage or whatever, you ain't gonna be able to do that either. Because now it's gonna be a time where people catch on. People gonna catch on to your emotional bull crap or your emotional manipulation. And that's gonna be the main apparent thing as the full moon in Scorpio gonna be bringing to the surface. If you're an emotionally manipulative person, manipulative person, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? That for the most part, you may reach some resistance where you didn't reach no resistance previously, whether through your family, friends, or associates or coworkers. You might start to see some get back where you thought you was getting over. You know what I'm saying? You thought you had this person wrapped around your esoteric finger, and you thought you had them doing everything you wanted them to do. A lot of times y'all do those little sneaky emotional manipulation games when it comes to guilt tripping. Well, I did this last week, or you ain't gonna do this, and remember you said that energy, or whatever the case may be. And a person may give you some extreme resistance during this particular time, being frustrated with that, where you may have got away with that yesterday, day before yesterday, last week, or whatever the case may be. Now that the full moon is Scorpio, you don't know what a person was pent up on, or whatever the case may be, developing their high excitement or their high grudges. And you may be the person to bring that to the surface based upon your actions, and you not going beneath the surface to see how you're supposed to be acting, especially if the stars not aligning during this particular time, especially if you a square sign to the full moon. And that would be the Aquarius, sun signs right now, happy flight date, Tauruses, and the Leo, or whatever the case, sun, moon, or ascendant. Your way of going about these actions, aka trying to get fixated in something, you may be going about it the wrong way. Leo, you may be trying to do it in an expressive of how you see and feel about it way. Pardon me, Tauruses, you may go about it and your own fixated way of thinking and being practical about it, and then Aquariuses, you may go about it in your fixated way of thinking and try to communicate it. But right now, none of that matters, because it's about a fixated way of dealing with the emotion and feeling about it. And Aquarius, you might say something that might spark an emotion within yourself or others that lead into a catastrophic moment, or things that don't go into your favor because you talking too much, you didn't say it too much. So the Scorpio full moon right now putting you in situations of everything you said is biting you in the butt at the moment. If you're a Leo, and you might have to express too much or try to explain or even communicate your way of seeing and feeling about something, and it has nothing to do with resonating or being relatable to someone else's emotion that you are unaware of, but you wasn't internally checking that for yourself because you're trying to get the attention, even all the attention, for all the wrong reasons in some way, shape, or form, and therefore create a secret enemy, a secret backlashing, or block an opportunity for you, because it might not be your creativity. You might got that, but your way of coming across, a person don't want to give you the satisfaction or something like that because of your way of bragging or something, or your way of how you gonna feel, and you showing this quality of, even if they was to help you get in that position, you ain't valuing it. You still got this aura of it was all because of you, or whatever the case may be. And people see that sometimes, and a lot of you Leos don't understand. That's why sometimes the help that you can see someone's supposed to be giving to you based upon family, friends, or associates, they don't give it, and whatever the case may be. And you'll be like, damn, I got the talent, they gave me the validation, they helped me hear a little bit, or whatever the case, what happened? And it may be your way of expressing yourself, that when you by yourself, sometimes you don't see it that way because you're fixated in your own way of seeing and feeling, and then you're not being observant that other people may see that as them being in a discredited space themselves, or getting the short end of the stick of something themselves that they actually supposed to be an even blend in when they are aligning themselves with you. So y'all have to understand that too, Leos. Y'all don't run the whole show just because your position is important, or you're creative and you can help others, or you could be around others who got good positions. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that it's because it's something all you did all the time. See what I'm saying? Allow other people to feel like they can have credit, even if you deep down inside still feel like all this happening because of me. Even if this person found me, that they found me because I'm special. Y'all Leos will turn anything. Y'all Leos is about it now. But then get into y'all Tauruses and things of that nature. You could be too fixated on something, so your practical way of doing things doesn't really match an emotion towards it that will allow a person to have a certain motivation to be able to switch it up, or to have a motivation to make people more inspired, so it become dry, become dual, or whatever the case may be. And this is how you set yourself up for people to use you as a crutch, or take advantage of you, or think you always going to be there and they can do whatever they want and come back and you still there, or however the case may be. Or they could just say some dumb excuse and it's going to be okay because you don't express all those feelings and emotions, because a lot of them ain't directed towards practicality, but you still have these emotions. So you'll probably hear another astrologer break a Taurus down like y'all not emotional or spiritual. No, they just deal with it in earth. We all got all these energies, they just transmute through a different filtering system. And a lot of times the earth sign, especially the Taurus, will look at certain emotions that they got like everybody else, without the astrologer talking about they just don't got them. No, they just don't express it, because the feeling itself probably don't lead to anything practical or things that help them feel secure, or whatever the case may be. And they feel like expressing that just create a situation that may distract them from what makes them stable and what's bringing this person around for that emotional funk in the first place, or whatever the case may be. So sometimes they retract for self-protection, or ram something like the ram, but with the bull horns, and because something is taking it out of its comfort zone or whatever the case may be, and it likes to do things this way. And whatever person, place, or thing, or circumstance or situation trying to switch that up, then you done made the bull get up and become a raging bull. You see what I'm saying? And the Taurus gonna attack you with all extreme might, and you ain't gonna be able to stop them because you was trying to stop their money or something like that. You was trying to stop what keeps them stable. Even if it's a broke Taurus, it's something that they have to do that makes them feel comfortable with that at the moment for them to start getting into that process of making money. And you got in the way of that. Tauruses don't like that type of stuff or whatever the case may be, but you unaware of that, and you probably just a bugging family member or a bugging friend or a bugging associate lost in your own mind at the moment, and you on the wrong side of the universe with Scorpio being full moon at the moment. Now you fully aroused to do something that you can't fully do without the Taurus. See what I'm saying? Then the Taurus, if you don't understand these things, you're on the opposite end of the full moon, and instead of something being a fairness and a balance, that fairness and balance that's coming from you is being used for someone else's self-interest. Now you got to create a tug of war or head-on collision. Tug of war, protect, head-on collision, raging bull, for them to stop you from you being in your position that make you feel comfortable, because they take you off your task, they take you off your game, they make you have to get up at times you ain't want to get up, and that's when you really got a Taurus mad. You make them have to do something at a time they really be at the crib chilling and get ready to eat and stuff like that. And you start becoming a problem. They start seeing a pattern that you the person that's taking them away from that each time at that time or during that day. You getting ready to become a problem. You ain't gonna be able to make them sit down after that. Then now they become your worst enemy or your worst family member or worst friend or worst associate. And you can't get them to do nothing the way that they was doing it before and stuff like that. And eventually that is going to become a toxic relationship. But yeah, don't do Tauruses like that. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, y'all Scorpios, y'all are the walking examples right now, what to do and what not to do. So make sure that y'all are on the right side of the universe being productive. Because if you aren't productive, here's the thing. The energy, and it's like a conjunction. So you are a walking vibration of the energy itself. So let's say if you are unproductive, you could come up with good advice on how to do negative things. Like rob a bank or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now robbing a bank or whatever, now anything that's taking money or whatever the case may be, and you ain't hurting nobody or whatever, and you robbing just like how you getting robbed by Peter and Paul, whatever the case may be, I really ain't got nothing negative to say about that or whatever. But I'm just using this as an example or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you're the Scorpio and you being an example, make sure that you're on the right side of the universe. Because if you unproductible, right, you got all the good ideas of how to do something negative. You got all the good sneaky link ideas of how to cheat and don't get caught, whatever. But it will bite you in the butt. You see what I'm saying? It will bite you in the butt once that sextile opportunity energy and you're on the wrong side of the universe. So opportunities don't play out positive for you. Yeah, when the moon going to Capricorn, you're going to reach a hard fork in the road or whatever the case may be, where you thought you was at a high status and reach a tower moment and stuff like that due to the fact of what you thought you was getting away with when the energy was in your favor, when the quote-unquote stars aligned and your chakra, solar plexus chakra, sun sign, or your heart chakra, or your moon sign is right above your Mercury area, is right in the area where, or your ascendant, the space you was born in the time, is right in the area where the moon at right now. You got all those favorable energies to do destructive stuff or be destructive for someone else and think you stung someone else until you get stung a week later. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be careful, and that's particularly a week later once the moon goes into Capricorn. So it's going to show you where you're going to be making mistakes, but you might be distracted if you're not seeing these things based upon thinking you're still having your way once the moon transitions into Sagittarius. It is going to create a scenario of expand, expound, or escape. But the thing that you're in might not be something you want to escape from because you're still getting it in while the getting is good. You might want to expound on it, see how long you want to get into it now. And then for the most part, now you expanding it and things of that nature and making it go drawn out without realizing you might be seen in certain ways that could get you exposed or whatever. But for the most part, the moon ain't in that sextile energy yet. So as the moon being in sextile, it's a fatal attraction. What you're doing may not be bothering others, but others might be onto it. It just might not be potent enough as an angle to make it reactionary. But for the most part, if you don't check yourself, you that type of person you think you getting your way, getting in there while they're getting is good, not realizing a person is catching on and seeing certain things, and you not realizing how a person can see it. So you still acting in your regular way of thinking that you getting over, and now you getting caught at work cheating with the goddamn work boyfriend or cheating with the guy. You know what I'm saying? A person kept real quiet, did that real strategic Scorpio energy on your monkey, and you the Scorpio. And you got out Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? You see how you got out Scorpio because you're on the wrong side of the universe? How you get out Scorpio? How you the one think you got the stinger and you got the venom shot on you and things of that nature because you wanted to go see the new goddamn Spider-Man or whatever like that? Who want to come with me to go see the new Mortal Kombat? Date week. No, date month. It come out May 9th or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to come with me to go see the new Mortal Kombat. But for the most part, like I said, like I ain't like that first one, but the second one looked a little better. Hopefully it just make me feel like this is part one. This is the new part one. That second one, it was just like how they did the first movies, killed Johnny Cage on the second one and stuff like that, but it was still, you know what I'm saying? Just make it better. But for the most part, Scorpio energy, yeah, all that fatality stuff and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's on my mind. I love Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Mortal Kombat. But like I said, yeah, shout out to Ed Boon and Tobias. Y'all need, you need Tobias back, you know. Don't be in a movie like you goddamn Stan Lee in Marvel comic movies and you ain't getting ready to help them with the script and the lore of the movie. Help them with the lore. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't need all the other new stuff and that new dude y'all had with that stupid armor. No, I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. Don't do that. Don't do that more. You want on none of the game? Don't do it. But like I said, Scorpio. So like, keep your mind open. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be on the wrong side of the universe, but since the energy is in your favor, it'll appear that you're still doing the right thing. And a lot of things that you've been doing that you probably already got in that mental box, you probably still think you could do it and sweep it up under the mental rug of it's not a problem. And a lot of these things is an issue. And y'all Scorpios don't be realizing that because y'all be thinking something's still the same when it comes to a certain interaction and how it probably will be tomorrow or next week when it comes to y'all friends. Or when it comes to y'all associations and stuff like that. And a lot of times when you don't see it, now it'll be too late. And then you have to go back into those previous things that you tucked away as emotions and feelings and be like, yeah, I was right. So let me start acting this way toward it. And then that point, you become the lower octave Scorpio, not the strategic one that you did that ahead of time. Now, when you do it, it's apparent you sneaky. It's apparent you switching up. Now you can't even use it in your favor when it's supposed to work. To protect yourself. Now you got to use it for animosity, grudges, get back, separating from people and things of that nature, or trying to make somebody feel the way they made you feel, but the time they made you feel that way, you couldn't express it because they got one on you and you ain't know that's what was going on type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then when the full moon being in Scorpio, right now it's in your sign. All these things are pop back up. Even those small things that you at that time was like, all right, this don't even mean anything because it's going to really cause problems for this thing and that thing and this situation. It's like the hell with all that with the full moon in Scorpio. It's going to be like, nah, this matters more. Why? Because I felt that way. And I should have expressed it then, or however the case may be. And a lot of times, if you're a person that's in heavy, unproductible energy, people going to be in that same energy. And y'all just going to create extremities where it don't have to be. So keep that in mind, too. Pick your poisons during this particular time, Scorpios. Like the eyeballs is on you when it comes into what we supposed to do and how we not supposed to go about things. If you want productible, you're going to be the walking example of what not to do while you're in the energy of thinking you're doing something the right way. And then you're the example of something being destructive, something being destroyed, or a person who got manipulated and they couldn't see it, but we could see it. Or we have to witness it and we can learn from a distance based upon a foolish energy that you may have been in. Based upon thinking you getting it in while the getting is good, then you get slide into that manipulation energy based upon that comfort zone. And then sometimes you be around other individuals doing the same thing and stuff like that and get one up on you. There's a lot of Scorpios pick relationships like that sometimes. You'll pick a relationship based upon what Walt Disney taught us, but deep down, you know it ain't got nothing to do with the Walt Disney energy. But then you think you got somebody because you played this role, tucked away that energy that you know that it ain't really the matter, played the role that it was the matter, attracted someone that you think you got them wrapped around your finger because you think that they're in a relationship with you based upon this matter of how you attracted them. And then once months go down the line, you start to realize you attracted you. You attracted a person in the same spiritual space as you, aka they did the same thing you did or whatever. Both of y'all got together for some other alternative secret security, and both of y'all thought y'all was getting over on each other. And then the moment you got caught cheating, you start to realize this person was cheating the whole time too, and stuff like that. So a lot of times it's a toxic ass relationship or whatever, and who gonna get one up on one. And then don't let it like y'all had kids, and then y'all got a lot of responsibilities because y'all probably in that situation right now where y'all just together just to be together. And that become toxic ass energy and stuff like that. Being a Scorpio in a relationship with someone and you done created that scenario with yourself, because you be having those talks with your kids how your partner ain't shit or whatever, or you be having those situations where both of y'all be doing things that the kids could see that they're gonna start to grow up and be like, man, something ain't right. Was they really enemies? Was they secret enemies sleeping with each other? It probably was sleeping with the worst. You probably was the worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? You probably was your slobber on the other side of the bed that the other person who probably was godly and everything of that nature, you didn't transform. They didn't got baggage trauma from. Don't throw that. I love my Scorpios. I ain't mean to talk about y'all like that. I love my Scorpios. Just be aware. You the example right now. So if you being productive, yeah, you the example of how us to show us how to be motivated to transform something that we're tired of or something that we've been doing, but it could be much more better. We just wasn't giving it as much attention. We wasn't motivated enough and showing other people that we're motivated to do this, to spark that care energy or being passionate enough about it. So it be times we jump into something and we don't get the validation, so it makes us self-doubt it, not knowing that the passion and the motivation you got to show is we always self-projecting. So when you show that, you don't know that play out in other areas because we don't understand that that's a form of self-projection. You show others that you care about it. You show others that it's passionate. So others see it through that lens. So people who are interested, they develop the energy you put in it because you got good fruit in it. So they develop the energy of caring for it. They develop the energy of being passionate to support it or to like it or whatever the case may be. So it's all about a self first. You got to show yourself you care about yourself. You got to show yourself you love yourself. So you're showing others how to treat you. And if you're a positive person, you treat others like that, and large on a percentage scale, attract others in that same position. Know how to give it because they went through it to know how to develop it for themselves also. So even when minor frustrations come, these are also individuals you could create better situations where also it doesn't have to be a bridge burning scenario. You see what I'm saying? But it'd be small on a percentage scale if you're attracting takers, because you are aware of who a taker who don't know how to develop something for themselves. So they're trying to take what they can't develop for themselves. So they're taking from others to fulfill it. And then when they can't get it no more, they go drink somebody else up and be boosted up off the energy that they just took from someone else to go get another sucker, to go wheel in another fish or whatever the case may be. And you feel drained, taken advantage of because the person that you thought was one way was another way based upon the energy you was giving them that didn't get reciprocated via value. So Scorpios, y'all be in those energies, and everybody need to be aware of that during this particular time. But for the most part, this would make a Scorpio a backstabber, because a lot of times they're doing it for reasons of them being hurt and making a person feel like how they felt when a person may be in an experience of looking like they just living a life and trying to act like they don't know what they just did to the little old Scorpio or whatever the case. Don't do no Scorpios like that. But I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight boss, beep, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and beep responsibilities in order for that. I love all y'all, everybody, all y'all retards. But goddamn, Erecta Swahil Ho Dialahu, Massasoit, Mama Natoy, Woo, Masasaki.